digital safety and digital control that can be used by parents based on location. With that, thanks Maddie for launching this officially. Maddie is a strategic partner and stakeholder of the company. So I will start with Exporia's brief. If someone has to know about Parenthery, they need to know Exporia. So Exporia, global group of companies. So we are located in US. We are headquartered in Dallas, Texas. Care. So we are a Hollywood movie productions company. We have some Hollywood movies as well. We have about 600 movies that we have done in VFX, including Spider-Man, Avengers, and we are also in the sports. We own a junior IPL team in the US, which is minor league cricket, and then we have a foundation. Recently, we have converted Abdul Kalam School that's in Ramanathapuram to a smart school. So there are various activities the foundation is doing. So for some reason, somehow we get pulled into kids, so which we are happy about it. And now with parenting, I think there's going to be a lot more benefits for the kids from Exporia and group of companies. So let me tell you how this Parent Genie thought or idea came through. So in the whole idea way, we started in a garage. So it was actually sitting on a trash can inside garage with my co-founder, Mr. Hari Gadiraju. So we have been doing multiple products for over 14 years. Finally, we came up with a full-fledged product that Exporia is proud to launch. And the whole reason for this product, there is one name that everyone has to remember, is Hasya, Hari's first daughter. So he basically wanted to see how she can be digitally safe. That's how the whole Parent Genie idea was born. Then I said, if we can do this safely to our house, why don't we do it across the world? Why don't we make a product? That's how Parent Genie was born. So thanks to Hari.
Career. My sports career happened when I was in school. Right from my second standard till my 11th standard. Right, so second standard is when I learned how to swim when I was around 7 or 8 here in Chennai Woodland Swimming Pool. And then one led to another, and then I got into professional swimming circuit and a professional marathon swimmer, and the career expanded until I was in my 11th standard. And in 12th standard, I actually put down my foot and I told them no more swimming to my own family and everything else, because we all know the dreaded 12th board exams, right? And your fate is written on how you perform your 12 boards. So that's when I kind of pivoted from swimming to education. And life took me to a completely different path after that. Right? So one of the very common questions which I get when people kind of like know about my story, even now when after all these years when people kind of interact with me, is what really made you go through all this at a tender age? Right? You were 7 when you kind of how you started learning how to swim, and then you were 12 when you kind of like crossing the channels, from the oceans, until I was like 16, 17 on the circuit. But what really made you do it, right? So when I used to deeply reflect on that myself, one thing and only one thing kind of came to my mind. It is singularly the focus, right? So the ability for me to have stayed focused on that one singular thing I was doing when I was in my schooling days was what would help me really achieve what I did back then, right? And even now when I think of it from a very high level, without focus, hardly anything is possible. Because if you look at kids these days, they're fantastically more talented than what we were at our age, right? And we all know why. I mean, thanks to all the social media, I mean, it's a con here, I'm actually thanking social media, which brings out so much of talent of kids which we're seeing. I mean, nobody ever have sung like 2-year-old singing or 3-year-old singing or dancing now. So many different talents are coming out. But there is one side of the story, right? There's a secondary side of the story, which Dr. Sia has beautifully captured, and Sasi and Mandy and everybody else who spoke before me kind of like gave you a hint. There's a huge underbelly or dark side of the exposure to screen or exposure to social media and things like that, right? The attention and the focus of kids is completely altered today than what it was when I was growing up, right? So that will have enormous ramifications as a child grows up, right? Because that focus is a singular thing, as I told, which helps you develop into any field you want, right? If you want to be a cricketer, you want to be a great academician, or you want to be a great doctor, or anything of that sort, unless you're focused. It is
My dear partners, welcome. Thank you so much for coming. And I'm glad I'm getting to speak about this issue, which I am deeply impacted by. You know, நாங்கள் சின்ன வயசுல குழந்தையா இருக்கும்போது பசங்களா இருக்கும்போது வீட்டில் ஒன் திங் தட் வி ஹர்ட் த பேரண்ட்ஸ் கீப் சேயிங் இஸ் ஏன்டா இவ்வளோ சத்தம் போடுறீங்க கொஞ்சம் வாய் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்க மாட்டீங்களா? அதுவும் 4 பசங்க சேர்ந்து ஒரு ரூம்ல வந்துட்டாங்க, ஒரு வீட்டுக்குள்ள வந்து விளையாட ஆரம்பிச்சாங்கன்னா ஏன்டா இவ்வளோ கத்துறீங்க அப்படின்ட்டு அலறுவாங்க பேரண்ட்ஸ். யூனோ, all new parents of teenagers today will agree with me that we don't say that anymore. If 6 or 7 friends of yours, if your child comes home, இவங்க என்ன எங்க இருக்காங்க என்ன பண்றாங்க, my son's 4 friends will come. They will sit in the room, and I'm telling you, I saw this somewhere and I can relate to it completely. I'm in the living room and I'm asking my wife, என்ன பண்ணிட்டு இருக்காங்க? ஒரு சத்தமே காணும், எல்லாம் ஒரே ரூம்ல உட்காந்துருக்காங்க, என்னத்த பார்த்துட்டு இருக்காங்க, what is it that they are consuming, போர் கீழ் பார்க்குறாங்களா என்னன்னு புரிய மாட்டேங்குது. So we are all nervous, right? சரி, நான் சும்மா போய் பக்கத்தில் உட்காந்து I'm trying to see what they are doing. There are 5 guys sitting there. They're all going through reels. They're very comfortable sitting there, but they're all going through the reels. One guy will see something that is funny, and he will see it and go, Adhukram, he won't talk about it to his friends. He'll forward it to these 5 guys. You know who has seen it there? Because other guys are going, 8 பேர் சேர்ந்து தனித்தனி டயத்தில் ஒரே ஜோக்ல சிரிக்கிறாங்க. But they're not talking to each other. They are vibing with each other. They are playing something called Fortnite. Now, the only time I hear them, the voices, is when they are playing Fortnite. Not because they are talking to each other. It's because they've got the headsets, and these 5 guys in India